evening and welcome to today's unique function where we are celebrating one judge, Justice Ravindra Ghuge, on his permanent transfer to the Bombay High Court. We are also celebrating the appointment of Justice Ashwin Bhobe and Justice Advait Sethna on their becoming additional judges of the Bombay High Court. And we are felicitating Justice Bharat Deshpande, who is due to retire as a judge of the Bombay High Court. May I now call upon our President, Mr. Thakkar, to address the audience. Mr. Thakkar.
Today is a unique day in a sense. We have a judge whose roots are in Nagpur. We have a judge who is from Aurangabad. We have a judge who is from Goa. And we have a judge who is from Bombay. So all the four benches in a way are represented here. The Honorable Mr. Justice Ghuge, the Honorable Mr. Justice Deshpande, the Honorable Mr. Justice Bhobe, the Honorable Mr. Justice Sethna, my friend Mr. Don, Vice President, Mr. Dubash, Secretary, Senior Advocates, members of the Standing Committee and friends. I am really in a dilemma. In a normal course, I should first felicitate Justice Ghuge, but I have taken his permission and first we will do a felicitation for Justice Deshpande. Justice Bharat Deshpande was born on 7th December 1962 at Nagpur, where he spent his childhood. He did his schooling from CPN Birar High School, Nagpur. He obtained his graduate degree in commerce from GS College of Commerce and in law from University College of Law, both at Nagpur. While at Nagpur University, his lordship used to play basketball and represented university for 3 years in basketball. His lordship got Sanad in 1987 and he practiced as an advocate at Nagpur, joining the chambers of Sri G.G. Modak. His lordship practiced civil law, service law, used to do bank recovery matters, amongst others. His lordship appeared in district court, labor and industrial courts, and High Court at Nagpur bench. In the year 1966, his lordship started his judicial career when his lordship was selected for the post of civil judge, senior division in Goa Judicial Service, and he joined at Ponda, Goa. In 2002, his lordship was promoted as additional district judge. His lordship also worked as special judge NDPS court, president of juvenile court, registrar judicial High Court of Bombay at Goa, member secretary Goa State Legal Services Authority and president Waqf Board, Waqf Tribunal. From 7th April 2014 till 2017, on promotion, his lordship acted as principal district judge North Goa, and thereafter till June 21, he acted as a principal district judge at South Goa and retransferred to North Goa till his lordship was elevated as High Court judge. His lordship was elevated on 6th of June 2022 and will be hanging his boots on 6th of December 2024. His lordship is having a very short sitting at principal bench at Bombay, and we have taken this opportunity to bid farewell to his lordship. And I really thank his lordship to agree to come here at a very short notice. The senior judges from Bombay who have sat at Goa with him are all praised for the hard work and integrity of Justice Deshpande. All judgments authored by him have stood the test of challenge in Supreme Court, and all SLPs against his orders are dismissed. Even our members who have appeared before him at Goa bench are expressing their admiration for the way in which you have handled the matters. His Lordship's wonderful judicial career of approximately 29 years that is almost 3 decades, will come to an end next Friday. And when your Lordship embark on your next innings, we all the members of Bombay Bar Association wish you all the very best and wishing you long, happy and healthy years to come. As a token of our respect and admiration, may I request our Vice President to present a plant and a book legacy which traces history of our one of the oldest bar association in the country. Please. Justice Ghuge, Ravindra V Ghuge, was born on 9th of July 66 to Professor Vittal Rao and Srimati Meena in the family of academicians. Professor Vittal Rao Ghuge was Vice Chancellor of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathawada University, and it was during his tenure that Marathawada University was renamed. Justice Ghuge was a student of prestigious St. Xavier's School at Kolhapur, and thereafter he completed 5 years law degree course starting from Chhatrapati Shahaji Law College Kolhapur and continuing at MP Law College Aurangabad. His lordship became lawyer in April-May 1990, and while taking part in moot court competition, he stood first in college and second in Marathawada University. He also represented university in inter-university moot court competition. His lordship acquired large practice after joining bar in 1990 in High Court and Industrial and Labour Courts, initially representing workers and unions in about 2,000 cases. His lordship also represented over 250 industrial entities. His lordship also represented Bar Council of India, and his advocacy saw him representing various clients from before different high courts and various benches of Bombay High Court. His lordship was secretary for 5 years and thereafter president from July 2010 till December 2011 of the Bar Association of Industrial Lawyers, Aurangabad. His love for teaching saw him teaching postgraduate LLM course at Babasaheb Ambedkar University as contributing professor. Sacrificing his large practice and answering the call of duty, his lordship accepted to become the judge of this honorable court. His lordship's earlier headquarters was Aurangabad. While on the bench, there his lordship's compassionate approach was seen when he directed Aurangabad collector to provide boats and life jackets to students crossing backwaters on thermocol rafts and warding off snakes to reach school. Sitting on Independence Day at a special sitting to consider allowing wildcard entry in international badminton tournament, he allowed a young player to play as a wildcard entry. During COVID pandemic, he passed series of orders in ventilator matters, holding health ministry responsible for supply of defective machines. His lordship did not spare super spreaders who were not wearing masks, covering nose, directing authorities to take strict action against them. Directing a trial court to take action against the 5 hostile witnesses, as their hostile testimony resulted in acquittal of an accused. His lordship observed that the courts cannot turn a blind eye to the menace of hostile witnesses, as it was cancerous to justice delivery system. Justice Ghuge is a keen cricket player, and we saw last Friday. His lordship defeated the lawyers' team. Sir, we welcome you to your new headquarters, Principal Bench of Bombay High Court. Bombay Bar Association, all our members assure your lordship of their cooperation in disposal of matters. May I now request our Vice President, Mr. Don, to hand over a plant and our book legacy to Justice Ghuge. Justice Ashwin Damodar Bhobe hails from Goa. He was born on a very wonderful day, everybody will remember, 14th February 1975 at Mapsa, North Goa. Sir, hearty congratulations to you and Justice Sethna on being appointed as a judge of the Premier High Court of the country. His Lordship completed his schooling from St. Britt's High School, and thereafter his Lordship obtained BCom degree from Gyana Prasarak Mandal College and LLB degree from V.M. Salgaonkar College of Law. His Lordship enrolled with the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa in 1998. His Lordship joined the chambers of Mr. Lotlikar, a very eminent lawyer of Goa and former Advocate General of Goa. He developed a very large practice in constitutional law, corporate law, civil laws, environmental law, criminal laws, arbitration, cooperative societies act matters, and Portuguese civil court, among others. He practiced from District Court, High Court, Supreme Court, and National Green Tribunal. A hard-working first-generation lawyer, he kept long hours and was a hard taskmaster. A strict disciplinarian, he was very punctual. His Lordship always reminds his colleagues that time and tide wait for no one. All this hard work resulted in invitation to join bench, and sacrificing a very large practice, his Lordship joined the bench of Bombay High Court. His Lordship is an avid sports person. Having run short marathons regularly, he is a cricket player, having represented Goa Lawyers cricket team. I saw his Lordship donning his pads and gloves last Friday, turning out for judges team against Avi President's 11. His Lordship plays badminton, football and futsal. I am informed that his Lordship had his own team of futsal, and his Lordship loves travelling. Bombay Bar Association and all our members assure your Lordship of their cooperation in disposal of matters. May I now request our Vice President, Mr. Don, to hand over a plan in our book Legacy to his Lordship. Justice Advait Sethna is a member of our Bar Association and is the youngest judge on the bench of Bombay High Court today. Born on 11th October 1976 at Mumbai, Justice Sethna is carrying forward legacy of his respected father, late Mahendra Sethna, a senior advocate who was also our member. And I am sure wherever Mr. Mahendra Sethna is, he would be very pleased and proud of you, sir. Justice Sethna had a brilliant academic career. Having graduated in Commerce stream from Jain College and LLB from Government Law College, he was ranked second in Mumbai University and first in his college. He did his LLM from Kent College of Law, Chicago, USA, specializing in international commercial arbitration and intellectual property rights. He also obtained master's degree in law from Mumbai University. His quest for academic excellence continued with fellowship by Salzburg, Austria, Global Seminar on the Rule of Law in a Globalized World, Why It Matters, a certificate course in law teaching and law research skills from Cardiff Law School, UK. On 4th August 2000, his Lordship was enrolled as a lawyer, and his Lordship had varied practice as a counsel in constitutional law, indirect taxation, service law, intellectual property rights matters, arbitration in commercial disputes, criminal matters. Besides appearing in Bombay High Court, his Lordship has appeared in Supreme Court and other high courts. His Lordship acquired vast experience by appearing and conducting the matters before City Civil Court, NCLT, DRT, DRAT, CAT, Magistrates Court, Armed Forces Tribunal. He has appeared and assisted Attorney General of India, Solicitor General of India, Assistant Solicitor Generals in important constitutional matters. In a career spanning over 2 decades, His Lordship has 84 judgments to his credit, which are reported, and has handled and disposed of thousands of cases. His Lordship appeared in a matter defending Union of India concerning House of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, appeared in a matter successfully defending validity of provisions of Prenatal Diagnostic Act and also Customs Act and GST Act. His Lordship was regularly appearing for Censor Board. His Lordship represented Government of India against South Africa in international arbitration. His Lordship also appeared in PIL relating to banning astrology as a subject in Mumbai University, PILs relating to banning Bhagavad Gita in Russia, milk alliteration for better roads and infrastructure. During COVID period, His Lordship appeared in matters relating to vaccination. Justice Sethna has acted as arbitrator and mediator in several matters. Empaneled with Maharashtra Legal Services Authority as senior lawyer, he did pro bono work for several litigants. His Lordship was appointed as amicus curiae by Bombay High Court in several matters, particularly in the matter relating to rights of prisoners during COVID pandemic. He has been a great teacher and a mentor to his juniors and over 100 interns. His love for teaching saw him teaching arbitration in intellectual property international law as a part-time faculty at Government Law College. He had been visiting faculty at NMIMS. He was a guest lecturer at KC Law College, Mumbai, and Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, amongst others. By judging various rounds of moot courts, His Lordship has mastered the skill of judging. His Lordship has avid interest in yoga, astrology, philosophy and writing. Sir, we welcome you on the bench, and on behalf of all our members, we wish you a very best and heartiest congratulations. Once again, I request my friend Mr. Don to present a plant and a copy of book Legacy. May I now request Justice Sethna to please respond.
Thank you, Mr. Thakkar. Respected Justice Ghuge, Justice Deshpande, my brother judge, Justice Ashwin Bhobe, Mr. Nitin Thakkar, the President of the Bombay Bar Association, Mr. Venkatesh Dhond, Vice President of the Bombay Bar Association, Mr. Farhan Dubash, the Secretary of the BBA, senior advocates present in large numbers, and my friends. At the very outset, I was not expecting to go first, but nonetheless, it's homecoming for me. My first bow, as I start talking to all of you, would be to my guardian angel, my late father, whose presence I deeply and dearly miss at such gatherings. Addressing all of you is nostalgic, as I am replete with memories of the wonderful days I spent with so many of you here. Next is my deep sense of gratitude to the seniors who are present here and many who are not here today. From them, I have learnt never stop learning, as learning never stops. I am extremely humbled by your presence here, sirs, as I still would call you, because I am indebted to all of you for the learning that I have acquired in all these years. I am fortunate indeed to have worked with stalwarts at the bar, both assisting them, opposing them in complex matters before this court. I am equally fortunate to learn from the experience of seniors now at the bench as I cross over from the bar to the bench I must mention here, besides the many of whom that I am knowing and interacting with, I share the bench with Justice Kulkarni. His experience, wisdom, and most importantly, incessant hard work are a constant source of inspiration to me. To the juniors at the bar, whom I would like to say a few things for, if you are a first-generation lawyer, though of course I am not personally, I genuinely feel that if you are so, pat yourself, as you are your own benchmark, of course, besides your chamber senior. As someone rightly said, in such instances, you drift away from the shadows of a banyan tree, Vatavruksha as it is called, in someone, in the form of your father or someone from the family. You get to create your own identity, your own distinct mark as you move along. The beauty of this profession lies in its diversity. There is so much one can do in terms of varied areas in practice, from constitutional laws, suits, civil service law, commercial laws, criminal law, so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. One thing that a junior member at the bar must remember: never appear before the court without your brief, especially when you are representing your senior who is not present before the court. And secondly, the most important P, in my humble opinion, which stands for preparation, is always to be prepared, at least with the basic facts, to the best of your ability, which will not only assist the court, but also create a lasting impression of you in the eyes of the honorable judges before whom you stand and appear. At the Bombay Bar, which is undoubtedly one of the most prestigious bars of the country, practicing is itself, you are very fortunate to be practicing here. It is practicing at this renowned, reputed, and premier bars of the country is like practicing in an ocean. You choose how deep and how far you wish to go. For me, having had the good fortune of spending time at the bar and now commencing a new journey at the bench, I would seek cooperation from each one of you, seniors, juniors, and the like. Your knowledge, your experience are invaluable to me in the solemn process of administering justice. Before I conclude, I would quote Socrates, who on the essential qualities of a good judge said, "A good judge is one who would hear courteously, answer wisely, consider soberly, and decide impartially." This is going to be my talisman as I discharge my duties in this new role to the best of my ability. Thank you one and all for coming in such large numbers. Thank you so much.
Since we are going in this order, may I now invite the Honorable Justice Bhobe to come and address the audience, please.
Honorable Justice Ghuge, my learned senior judge on my bench, Honorable Justice Deshpande from Goa, my friend, my brother, Justice Sethna, Honorable President, Bombay Bar Association, Honorable Vice President, Secretary, all the members of the Bombay Bar Association, the respected senior colleagues over here who have come in large numbers, some of them whom I know personally as I had been associated with them, and all my respected learned friends, advocates who are present over here. Thank you very much for this occasion and felicitating us, because frankly speaking, for me, the only thing common with your bar and me today would be the height of me and your President Vice. Don't. Though in knowledge he is quite, his height is, I can't match that, but that is the common factor. I come from Goa. As our president said that we have representation from all. Everybody knows of the Goa bar, but when I was about to be told that, first of all I would say, the opportunity given to me to stand today is because thanks to, or I am deeply obliged to the Honorable Chief Justice, Bombay High Court, our colleague, my brother Judge, Justice Sonak, the Collegium, thankful to them for giving me this opportunity of standing here today. When I was told that my headquarters would be in Bombay, the first thing I was told that you would be faced with stalwarts and advocates of such repute that you would not be able to say that yes, I know. You will have to say that, oh really, I will learn from you. That is what I was told. Now, added with this, what I get, my first sitting I get with none other than my brother Judge Justice Sonak from Goa. That was another achievement for me, that I get the sitting with the Honorable Justice Sonak. Then comes the best part. I get sitting with Honorable Justice Ghuge. For the last few months, for few weeks, what I am sharing the bench with Justice Ghuge, I have got many things to learn from him. A person with experience, knowledge, and the manner in which he treats the bar. You all must have seen, I need not say this because my association with Justice Ghuge is when we are being assigned with the same bench. But thank you, Justice Ghuge, I have learned a lot and I assure you that I will learn still from whatever you teach me. I would assure another thing to the bar is that I would try to do my level best with whatever best knowledge I can get and whatever you would be telling me, in the sense you all will be guiding me. So the assurance is that I would do my best to perform my duties. Please assist me, correct me if I am wrong. I will certainly try to fall in place. Now, this is a home for me because my headquarters are in Bombay. So I would be one amongst you all. So please, if some mistakes are done on the bench, forgive me. And I would look for the assistance from what you get, from what you give to me. So that would be my assurance. We have been given an opportunity by the Bombay Bar Association by inviting our judge, Justice Deshpande from Goa. Those who don't know, Justice Deshpande is a judge whom in Goa we recognize as 24/7 judge. He has never shirked away from any work. There are many other judges, but as I know him personally from the district court level till the High Court, in that way I am sharing my experience to those who may not know. But most of my friends who are here, the learned seniors who have appeared before him, would be knowing about his talent and knowledge what Justice Deshpande is. But he has been a judge who has discharged his duties, I would say, from this platform to his maximum and to the best. We would be missing Justice Deshpande after this month as he is demitting this office. I really say that, thank you sir for that. With these words, I would not bore you all because we have Justice Ghuge, whom I am personally waiting to hear from him. So thank you very much. Thank you for this. Thank you.
A very good evening to all. My esteemed brothers, Justice Ghuge, Justice Bhobe, Justice Sethna, the President of Bombay Bar Association, all members, respected senior counsels and friends. Today this is somewhat a mixed emotional moment for me, because as disclosed that I will be demitting office on 6th of December. I am thankful to our Honorable Chief Justice who has given me this opportunity to work in this prestigious High Court and mostly in Bombay High Court, that is the principal bench, and allowed me to have that entire yatra of 4 dhams. I worked in Goa, Nagpur, Aurangabad, and now in Bombay. In true sense, we call it as a Char Dham Yatra, and our holy book will be the Constitution. So we have to protect our Constitution. We have celebrated the Constitutional Day yesterday only. So I feel it very proud to stand before you with a mixed bag of emotions. Most of the things have been said again about me, but I feel that I doesn't deserve that much praises. I did my work sincerely, and at the last moment it is for the public and the officers or the advocates who has to really consider whether the work carried out by me is appreciable or not. I can't say anything about it. I thank the President and all the members who invited me and given me this opportunity to amongst all the stalwarts here. Within 2 days I will be going back to Goa, so I will carry this movement as a prestigious movement for me for the entire my life, because this is a very prestigious bar, and I know that entire country has been blessed with so many jurists, judges, advocates, senior advocates from this bar. So I am really happy that today I am here and I have been invited here. Thank you very much and God bless you.
May I request Justice Ghuge to...
Now comes the best part. The one who speaks at the end follows eyes of those who are the listeners and finds many of them are looking at their wristwatches. Learned senior advocates, Shri Thakkarji, Shri Daundji, my brothers on the bench, Justice Deshpande, Justice Ashwin Bhobe, Justice Advait Sethna, learned senior advocates, many of whom I know personally, young lawyers, ladies and gentlemen. As was said by the President, that the 4 dhams are here today before you. Bombay, Nagpur, Aurangabad and Goa. But it's really a wonderful occasion, and when I look back in retrospect, I really sometimes think whether I was destined to see this day. There are reasons why I have mixed feelings. To let you know who I am, I must start with my illustrious father, who was the first generation 4th standard pass from a village. He stepped out of the village to pursue education when his 6-7 generations were farmers. And that was the first time when at a young age he had a slight tiff with his father when my grandfather said to him that what would you achieve by education? You have to stay back to do farming because we have a substantial farms. And he said that my inner voice tells me to leave the village. The village is such that you will not find it even on the Google map today. It is somewhere in a remote corner place near Yeldari Dam of the Jintur Taluka, district Parbhani, which sometimes I jokingly say Germany. My father stepped out and used to walk 11 kilometers every morning to do his 7th standard education. And then on a Saturday, he used to walk back to the village to spend one day with his family. A first generation educated man who did his PhD in economics. And while he was doing his PhD, he used to ride a bicycle from a place called Usmanpura in Aurangabad to go to the Marathwada University. He is a person who has personally met Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Because of my father's hostel accommodation in Naksen 1, which is a part which was developed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Per contra, my mother came from a very educated family. My grandfather, Dr. Prataprao Powar, was Surgeon General. My mother was the 4th or probably the 5th educated person, 5th educated generation. So, this is what I'm made of. I went to the Chhatrapati Shahaji Law College on a bicycle. And one day I felt I should practice in the High Court after becoming a lawyer. My father used to say that I am his last mistake. And he had a reason to say that because I could have barely got admission in an engineering college in Karad, a government engineering college. And when he was delighted to purchase the brochure and the forms for me to fill in, I gave him a bad news saying, I don't want to do engineering. I don't want to study mathematics for the rest of my life. So he was a little upset. And he asked me, what would you do now? Because you have done your 12th standard science. So I said, I want to be a lawyer. He said, who put this in your head? I am the first educated person from my village and from my family. There is no lawyer in our family. And what would you do by becoming a lawyer? He said, you want to see how lawyers lead a life? Because we were in Kolhapur. He said, come to the district court in Kolhapur, I'll show you the lawyers. So when I went there, we saw most of the lawyers standing under the trees. Now that is what Kolhapur is. And the old district court opposite the Chhatrapati Pramila Raje Hospital, CPR hospital. And he said, look, you want to stand below a tree like this? You'll be an engineer in 4 years. In the 5th year, you'll get a job. The moment you get a nokri, you'll also get a chokri. And so in the 6th year, you'll be married. And all my worries will be over. Oh, he was looking at that. And but then somehow, reluctantly, he said, all right, now you will fend for yourself. Go to the law college. You are going to be the first generation lawyer. Now, I don't know what will happen to you, but at least for the present, I feel that you are my last mistake. We were 3 brothers. My eldest brother cracked the UPSC in 1987. And my elder brother became a doctor from the GS Medical College, KM Hospital, Bombay. He's become a cardiac surgeon. He's in the United States since 1993 and is a citizen of US. So then my father said to me that, look, your uncle who was a bureaucrat has quit job and he has started practicing at the Aurangabad bench. So you go to your mama's place. That's the only place where I can send you because I can't afford to keep you in Bombay. He was a professor of the university. So I said, I'll go, but then I said, well, there also I'll have to go on a bicycle. He said, I'll give you a TVS 50, a moped, if you go to Aurangabad. If you go to Bombay, I can't give you anything. So knowing that my uncle has come to Aurangabad at the age of 53, 54 to start his practice as a lawyer after quitting the bureaucracy. So I went to Aurangabad, I had this TVS 50 and for some days I took the pleasure of riding the moped to the college. But I must tell you one thing, that it was something that from within told me to be a lawyer. As I have told you now, nobody from my family was a lawyer. And having a chance of getting admission in the engineering college, it was really a big gamble to say no and think of becoming a lawyer with no background. So I end up before you as being a first generation lawyer. I practiced in labor, industrial and service law. I am told that I was a good practitioner, and the judgeship came relatively a little early at the age of 46. I have many friends in Bombay in this bar, and many of you know me, some as a lawyer and some as a cricket player. But when I took oath, I told myself, I don't know whether I would succeed as a judge, but I should at least succeed in a lawyer feeling when he leaves my court that I was appearing before a judge who smiled at me. And this is probably the best compliment that I get from the lawyers, that whoever, even who doesn't know me and who appears in my court, and I smile at him and I ask him, yes, what is the matter about? So the compliment that I get is, here is a judge who smiles at every lawyer and allows him to start. Now, this is what I intend to do. I have put in 11.5, probably 3.5 left. So I have come here probably on the 4th day or the 5th day of the test match. I had wonderful memories of playing cricket with all of you, except for one very, very bad memory, and learned senior advocate Janak Dwarkadas ji will pardon me for that. I don't know whether anybody of you, I mean, some of you know, some of you don't know. We were in the nets practicing for a big match coming up against the bar, the Chagla Trophy and the Bhobe Trophy. So in the first match, the Bhobe Trophy, I had scored some 70 runs. I became man of the match. So I felt that I should practice more to do better in the next match, because we were anticipating the original side lawyers to have a specific modus operandi and a plan for me. That was what I was told. And Advocate Rajiv Chauhan has coined a word for me in that one match, saying, you are Conan the Barbarian. So while practicing, very, very unfortunately, dear friend Janak Dwarkadas ji peeped into the U-shaped net. And unfortunately for me, when I played a cover drive in the nets, it was a little uppish, and the ball hit him hard on the cheek, on the nose. And when I saw him bleeding, I really profusely prayed to God that at least pardon me from a probable charge of 307 of the IPC. But then, a fighter that he is, he fought that injury, and that is how he is here. So that's the only one thing which I would always seek pardon about. Ladies and gentlemen, I really thank you for inviting me here. I have worked very hard when I was at Aurangabad, and you all know I used to sit till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and it was not just a flash in the pan. I have been sitting at least 4 days in a week beyond 6 o'clock, which may not be possible here because there are so many constraints on lawyers and the staff and everybody around. But I'll try to do my best for you. I'm here to work hard. I will expect you all to give me the best assistance. I'm here to accommodate you. I will surely expect you to accommodate me. Bless me for the work that I have done, and wish me well for the work that I intend to do. And I pray to God Almighty that let God bless us all, bless the Bombay High Court. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Ghuge. We've heard 4 remarkable stories of 4 judges, their careers as advocates and also as judges, each one bringing something unique to the table. We thank the 4 distinguished judges who are on the table. Thank you very much. This concludes our session for today. Please join us for tea. Thank you very much.